Excuse me, ma'am? You know what I'm talking about, Joe. Come on over here. Give me a hug. Joe said, ma'am, now, your husband wouldn't like this. This ain't got nothing to do with my husband. This got to do with me and you. Come here, boy. Joe's like, ma'am, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this. And by this time, Joe's starting to back up because you're like, look, dude, you got that look in your eyes and I'm getting grossed out. You know that woman went and grabbed hold of that dude and he literally had to wrestle himself out his jacket so that she wouldn't do what she planned on doing. And after he left and ran out the house, she got mad. Oh, so you don't want this? You just gonna pass up on this? Cool. So when her husband got home, she mustered up some tears. He's like, baby, what's wrong? You know that servant of yours, Joseph? I can't believe it, but I was sitting here so innocent, fully clothed, and he tried to take advantage of me. Part of it said, really? You tried to... Oh no, we can't have that. So he had Joseph arrested. I'm talking about peace now. Joseph gets sent and put in prison. Down there for some years. But the whole time, never forgetting what the dream was, but still needing peace through all these situations to get to a dream. I'm just about done. Isn't that wonderful? So Joseph is in prison and he meets up with two people, and they both had a dream. And they asked Joseph, what does this mean? For one dude, Joseph told him, well, you about to go back to the palace. Dude was like, thank you so much, God bless you. He said, now when you go back to the palace, please don't forget me. Don't forget me, please. Don't forget about me. You know how we tell folks there's gonna be superstars and rich? Man, when you get your $1 million contract, don't forget about me. And what do we say? Man, I ain't gonna never forget you. I ain't gonna never forget. Man, we always gonna be like this, dog. The other one he said, I got some bad news, a couple days you're gonna be dead. Dude said, what? He said, yeah, that's what you're gonna die. And do you know that a couple days later he was dead? And a few days later, the dude got took back to the palace. Now, you would have thought the dude that got took back to the palace was gonna be like, thank God for Joseph, because he done told me what was gonna happen. Do you know he forgot? When people forget you, God don't. You may forget about Mr. White. God won't forget me. I tell y'all, I'm bad with names. I tell y'all this. Matter of fact, I was at the funeral yesterday, and I'm going to tell you how bad this is. I know this is even on camera. Yesterday, I have a brother that's on my father's side, and he has 2 daughters. You think I know what that name's are? So I have 2 nieces, and his wife. When I saw her, I didn't even remember who she was. Y'all pray for me. I'm trying to get better, but that's bad. Can't even remember. And that's just, you know. And that's what happened. This dude forgot Joseph. So what God did was, he said, well, I ain't worried about you. I'm going to get a king a dream. I'm going to bother his tail. King had a dream, and he started asking folks, what did this dream mean? What did this mean? And let me tell you something. You ought to pay attention to some of your dreams, because dreams mean things. You might not realize it, but they do. And could nobody answer him on what the dream meant? And so he said, well, I ain't got no peace. And I'm not going to have peace until somebody tell me what this means. And that's when all of a sudden that baby said, wait, hold on. You remember when you threw me in prison? King said, yeah. He said, well, I met somebody down there. I don't know if they may be dead by now, but you can try him out. You know, I had this dream and he helped me out, so he may be able to help you. King said, go get him. So what Joshua did, or Joseph did, he changed his clothes. I'm going to help you with that in a minute. he got out of his dirty stuff. He put on some fresh clothes because he was going to see the king. He got in there. King told him a dream. Joseph, he said, this is what the dream means. You're going to have years of plenty that's going to get eaten by years of famine. It was fat cows that got killed by skinny cows. And when the skinny cows ate the fat cows, the skinny cows stayed skinny. In other words, everything that they had, the plenty that they had, was about to get taken away. It's called a famine. They weren't going to have no food. And so when Joseph told him that, he said, man, that is something else. And then he found out that Joseph was a planner. And Joseph knew what to do in situations like that. So do you know that after getting put in the pit, after going to Potiphar's house, after being put in prison, God gave him enough peace to meet with the Pharaoh to get put in the palace. That's a lot of peace for one day. You said, what are you saying, Mr. White? The only way he would have got through what he got through was he had to have peace. Because in any of them situations, he could have flipped out and gave up and tried to walk away. But you know what? In his mind and his heart, he knew what his destiny was. You have to know that there's something greater out there for you than just what this is. There's something greater out there for you than what city you come from. And you know what you have to do in order to prepare for that? You got to change your clothes. Mr. White, I didn't wear this yesterday, so I did change them. I ain't talking about like that. I'm talking about change your attitude, change the way you think, change the things that you do, and prepare yourself to get up out of here. Why go to somewhere, we invite you to a banquet, and we say, okay, I want you to get yourself ready for this banquet. You're going to put on a t-shirt with a hole in it, some jeans, some tennis shoes. You're like, all right, you ready? But where you going? Do you say we're going to a banquet? Where you thought we was going? You thought we was going to a picnic with your family, didn't you? No, we don't do that. We dress nice. That's why, when you come to church on Sunday, that's why they ask you to dress nice, because you're not dressing nice for Mr. White to be like, oh, we really look nice. Don't you know that started back in England when they would go to church? The reason that they do that is because the king or queen would come to church. And when the king or queen would come to church, you weren't going to walk up in the area the king or queen was and look all nasty, but you was going to put your best stuff on because you wanted them, maybe they'll notice me with my stuff on. We said, well, why are we doing that? Ain't no king or queen. If we do still have a king. And he still shows up every Sunday. And we want to look our best for our king. And our king name is Jesus. That's why we do what we do. I want him to see me looking my best. And there's some Sundays I know I don't. I'm like, just keep on going. Don't say nothing about my breath. It was a rough morning. Just move on. But I thank God because our king is here. The king, the prince of peace, the Lord of Lords, the everlasting, he's here. And he said, why is he here? For you, for me, to give us the peace that we need. The Bible says the peace of God passes all understanding. In other words, you can't even understand how strong this peace is. How do you have peace when somebody just died? How do you have peace when somebody lied on you? How do you have peace when everybody in your dorm is going haywire? Everybody at your job is going crazy. The only way you get peace like that is through Jesus. We are toward the end of the year. There are a lot of people that have passed. There are a lot of people who have been sick. A lot of people have been hurt. And through all that, my prayer is God give them peace. I pray for all y'all that God give you peace. I pray He give you peace. Even the disciples. This is my last statement. We're going to get out of here. I'm always making the last statements to deal with. They're on